Okay, you guys, we are back with another banging video. Let's talk, honey, because I know I'm not nobody's fool. And I know what I've been saying about Kim and Kris. I was right as it relates to the sex tape and Vivid, right? Because in case you guys have been keeping up, I just did a video about Kim and Kris lying under oath, telling the court that they had nothing to do with the sex tape that was released. It was all on RayJ. After I released that video, you know how YouTube would give you the recommendations? So I'm looking at the side panel of my computer screen. And what do you know? I saw TMZ with a video, right? And the video from TMZ that they released, it's titled Epstein Bombshell Changes Everything. Then it has Kris Jenner Makes Wild. And they capitalize WILD, legal move. And when I saw that title with the wild legal move, I knew they were talking about the same thing in that video. So I headed over to the video, right? And Charles, the Rasta guy, he was doing the presentation. And he's saying that Kim and Kris, has sworn under oath, said that they had no knowledge of the release of the tape. And he's saying that's crazy because Vivid does not release a tape without the consenting party's signature. Okay? Now, what is that saying to you and to all of us, including myself? It is saying what I said and what I've been saying is right. I remember after RayJ went viral and he said he was going to delete himself. I think it is DJ Vlad and someone from Vivid that he interviewed. And the conversation was Kim and Kris wanted to release a tape without the signature, and Vivid say they can't because the people that are in the video has to sign a legal document, because if those people don't sign a legal document, they will lose their company. That's a humongous lawsuit. Did Kris Jenner sue Vivid? No. Isn't that sex tape still out there? Yes. Why isn't Kris Jenner suing Vivid? Why is Kris Jenner suing RayJ alone? Because while she's claiming that RayJ released the tape, who facilitated the release of the tape? And that is what Charles is saying. Why isn't Kris Jenner going after Vivid? Because if Vivid didn't get signatures of the willing participants, they wouldn't have gone ahead. And they had to see, not just get the signature of the people, they all had to be in the room, which means that no one could forge anyone's signature. So, when I tell you guys that, I remember clearly that interview was on YouTube. I don't know if it has disappeared from YouTube, but I know if I've seen that interview, others have seen it, because that video had quite a few thousands of views, right? And when RayJ went live on Instagram, you're telling us that he created, or someone created, a fake Kim Kardashian account that was communicating with RayJ. And you're telling us that when RayJ showed us those signatures of the tape a couple years ago, those were fake. And the same story that RayJ has a couple years ago, it's the same story RayJ has in court now. So you're telling me that RayJ is that damn good of a liar? And if RayJ is that damn good of a liar, I noticed that. And you guys remember, I've been saying it for those who have been keeping up with my channel. After RayJ came out and said that he felt like deleting himself, and he did the entire expose, after that, I said to you guys, I remember RayJ doing an interview with Jason Lee. And every time Jason Lee brought up the Kardashians, RayJ was dancing around their name. And I said to you guys that I believe the Kardashians have a gap order on RayJ, right? And then after that, RayJ admitted that, yes, they have a gag order on him. Then RayJ admitted that after he did the entire expose, they gave him, I think it's either $3 or $6 million allegedly, right? They gave him that money. They had a new agreement, but he said they had agreed to cut because they mentioned it on Hulu. He said in an episode, I don't know what season and what episode, but he said that they thought Hulu would have edited that portion out. That's what he said. He thought they would have edited that portion out of the video because he's saying that his kids are getting older, and this is what he consistently emphasizes. He doesn't want his kids to grow up hearing that his father released a revenge porn of a girl that she never had agreed to, right? So, there is only one person's story that has remained consistent in all of this, and it's RayJ. And we know there's one frequency that never changes, and that is authenticity. RayJ is a damn clown and everything. But you're telling me that I said all of this earlier today, last week, the week before, and the week before, the week before. I've been saying it since they filed a lawsuit last year. I said I remember the vivid discussion that was posted on YouTube. And what are the chances that I said that and now Charles from TMZ is saying the same thing? Not directly. When I say Charles from TMZ is saying the same thing, I'm talking in terms of Vivid does not release tapes without the participant's signature being involved. And this is why TMZ is saying Kris Jenner is making wild legal move. Wild, meaning that that's batshit crazy of you. How is it that you're going to say something like that under oath when you know you did it? Judge Mathis said the same thing last year. Said he doesn't see how this lawsuit make any sense because everyone could see what RayJ posted and what RayJ said it's true. And then I said to you guys, Bethany Frankel, the video, you can check every article outlet. You could just say, type it in, and I'm going to type it in, and I'm going to pull a screenshot of the articles. When Bethany Frankel said that it's a long time story that has been told in Hollywood, no way Bethany's story could be syncing with RayJ, syncing with the court of public opinion, syncing with that interview from Vivid Entertainment or whoever that was in that interview. No way this story could be connecting so much on everyone else's side besides Kim and Kris. So, when TMZ, when I put up my video and I saw that video title from TMZ, I clicked so fast and I watched it, right? And I think I can play it back for you guys because I want you guys to listen to it for yourselves too. I want you guys to hear this for yourselves. So let me adjust the volume on this and we're going to play it so that you guys can hear what he's saying.
They're basically saying, just take our whole company. That's an easy lawsuit. For years since they've been battling over this. There is no way that Vivid Entertainment puts out this sex tape without getting the signatures of everyone involved. Because if they don't, they're basically saying, just take our whole company. That's an easy lawsuit. No porn distributor can put out that content without getting signatures from the people involved and also having proof that they are of age. So all of that happened. We know that Vivid got those. We've done those stories in the past. I think what's going on is if you look at the language that Kim and Kris have used in their declaration, they're very carefully using words that you could say they're not lying, right? They say, we did not stage the sex tape. Okay. They didn't stage it, but certainly Kim and RayJ had sex and knew that there were cameras there. So I guess you could say that's not staging, they planned it. This is all about just the words that you use. It makes a huge difference. This is what lawyers do, right? When they draft this declaration, they make very sure to use words that don't paint them into a corner. That they can say, corner. That they can say, when they draft this declaration, they make very sure to use words that don't paint them into a corner. That they can say that there's an explanation for it. And so, should they be called out, and believe me, I'm pretty sure RayJ is going to call them out on this in court, they have an explanation that would avoid perjury, because that's the big thing here, is did they perjure themselves? We, of course, contacted RayJ to get his reaction to their declarations, and he says what they have done is the worst thing you can do, in that not only did they lie to the public, but they have lied under oath, so now they are in legal trouble as well. So it is obvious that RayJ is going to challenge this, and this battle is going to go forward, and they're going to end up in court at some point, unless somebody blinks. Here's the one thing we know for sure: one of these parties is lying. It's either RayJ or it's Kim and Kris. They're lying as far as the public is concerned. Now, legally, whether they perjured themselves, they can probably get out of that based on the language used there. But as far as the public is concerned, one of them is lying. We'll find out.
Huge development.
No. If you guys listen to what Charles said, Kim and Kris carefully worded what they said. They never, I think he said intentionally, something along that line, right? But what I want you guys to remember, for those who have been keeping up, right? I said to you guys last year, if you guys remember, last year we learned that Kim said her company Skims was worth $5 million. And when I read the article and the details, based on how it was worded, she wasn't saying the company was worth $5 million. She was saying that based on projected marketing strategies, the company is going to worth $5 million in the future. But the headline specifically said Skim is worth $5 million. And I pointed out it to the public, and I said, she's saying at this current time, it's not worth $5 million. However, they have marketing planning and strategies that will get them there at some point in the future. And that's what they're doing in this case now. They're saying that Kim and Kris is saying they did not orchestrate. So the words that they used, right? It's just the wording that they use. They know legally they can get around it. So basically, they are saying that it wasn't a pre-planned thing, so they can get around it if they have been found to be lying. They can say, yes, we didn't plan it, it just spontaneously happened. But it was the wording of it, according to Charles, how he worded it, that is what they're doing. They're being strategic with their words. So if in the event Vivid should come out and say, we did got everyone's signature, we did verify everyone's age, then at that point their attorney can say they never lied, because they're saying that they did not orchestrate the tape to get famous, but they did do the tape. They're not saying that they never did it, but they're wording it in such a way in which they're saying, we did it, but not as though you're saying we did it. Not as though RayJ is saying we did it, but we did it. But they're not directly saying they have done it. But the point is, as you can hear from Charles, he's saying that's wild. And he thinks that the truth needs to come out, because he's saying that Vivid does not release any tape without having all parties' signature, and all parties' age has to be verified. And I told you guys that I saw the clip that said Kim and Kris allegedly tried to get the tape released without RayJ's signature. And they told Kim and Kris they cannot do it. RayJ has to be in the room. He has to get RayJ's approval and RayJ's signature, and that's when they got RayJ involved, allegedly. So what I'm saying lines up with what Charles is saying, with what TMZ is reporting. And he's saying that it's Kim and Kris' strategic legal ploy, the wording that their attorney can use to get them out of perjury. So when I say Kim and Kris are evil to their core, they're evil to their core. RayJ is a lot of things. RayJ is a clown, but RayJ does not deserve to be lied on. Accept your doing and move on. The part about racketeering, that's completely different. Yes, RayJ is a bitter Betty. Yes, we can see that. But to lie and leave all the blame on him, that's definitely not fair. And I hope the truth comes to light. The court needs to subpoena Vivid, and Vivid need to be honest, because RayJ is a human being and he has feelings too. But that's all I have to share in this video with you guys. We're going to talk some more in the comment section. Peace.